ain't have nothing to do with me nor her. Them bitches was coming at you about your because they had too much ammo for you. Don't act like you didn't say that. I wasn't there. Now damn sure ain't gonna come to somebody about on some hate.
One could feel the tension in the room. Despite the crew, rolling cameras, and bright lights, a storm was developing beneath the surface of what should have been a regular production of the famous reality show. But everything around Yandy and Rasheeda appeared to fade into the background, leaving them alone in a situation that had been building for a while. Fight. Yandy had always been a tough woman, but she was afraid that the stress of tonight's situation would make her lose her temper. In front of the cameras, it seemed like everything was falling apart, and Mendices, who had always been in the center, had never been more dramatic or private. For many years, Rasheeda had been Yandy's confident and constant friend. Although their relationship with the Mendices had always been complicated, their close ties and common history were indisputable. But when Mendices started dating Yandy, things started to change. Rasheeda initially tried to remain supportive, but she quickly began to doubt Mendices' loyalty and values. The gloves were coming off now that the cameras were recording every second. Yandy thought about the decisions he was making and felt the rage rising in her chest. Rasheeda's remarks sliced through the air like a blade. This was genuine. Their relationship had involved more than just their customary casual banter or joking. Rasheeda's contempt for Mendices' decisions had developed over time, and she was now open about it. Every glance and remark seemed to be directed at Yandy, as though her relationship with Mendices were a personal betrayal. Would you really stand up for him, Yandy? Would you continue to act as though he is saving your life in spite of everything he has done? Rasheeda spoke in astonished tones. Yandy's anger was seething, but she kept it in check because she knew that this was not the time to let her feelings run wild. The hurt was still there, deep down. Rasheeda experienced an attack that made her doubt her judgment, her decisions, and everything that had brought her to this point. Why do you keep making comments about Mendices, Yandy? Rasheeda made hurtful claims. Rasheeda had always been willing to hold Mendices accountable for his shortcomings and their issues. You are not the one in this relationship. I have to deal with his baggage, faults, and past. It's inappropriate to act as though you know what's best for me. Despite her power, the rage she had been suppressing for too long caused her voice to shake. Rasheeda rolled her eyes and scoffed. Despite the fact that Yandy was far from done and had already reached her breaking point. When her heart was on the line, this was no time to back down. Yandy said, "You have always had opinions, but you have never been in our position. You've been condemning him and me while you stood by. You appear well informed, but you are unaware of our shared experiences or my forgiveness." The volume rose with every word. There was a tremendous deal of tension between the two women. Unresolved conflicts and verbal animosity pervaded the atmosphere. The competition, the secret jealousy, and the way Rasheeda's presence in Mendices' life had always hung over Yandy's relationship with him like a shadow were the deeper issues that had been boiling for years. It wasn't just about guys anymore, Yandy thought. Rasheeda's eyes widened as her face twisted in anger. She struck back. You believe that only you have had to cope with the Mendices catastrophe. You don't realize how hard it is to date a sloppy person. He has harmed us both, Yandy, and I'm sick of you acting like he's changed while allowing him to drag you down. Yandy felt the ground shift beneath her for a moment as the words struck her like a punch to the face. Even though everything seemed to be crumbling inside of her, she decided not to allow anyone to enjoy seeing her crumble because the world was watching and the cameras were on them. She wanted to strike out and yell at Rasheeda for all the agony she had caused. Yandy was unable to handle Mendices' errors, the intensity of their argument, Rasheeda's persistent meddling, and the drama that had always surrounded them made it feel like the dam was about to burst after a protracted battle to keep things together. Knowing that they were watching a relationship break down, a power struggle, and something far more than a dispute between two women, the crew remained in the background while the charges were being made, unsure of how to step in. For the first time, there was no obvious victor in the long-running battle for respect. Yandy took off running. Yandy had just entered the actual fighting, but the fallout was still being filmed. It was not just about Rasheeda or Mendices. It was about dealing with her life's chaos and deciding if she could trust anyone again, even herself. It seems that Yandy had given up on preserving the harmony of her family. For the first time, the long-simmering struggle for respect had no clear winner. Yandy ran away. The fallout was still being captured on camera, but Yandy had only just entered the real combat. It wasn't only about Rasheeda or Mendices. It was also about determining whether she could trust anyone again, including herself, and how to cope with the madness that had taken over her life. Yandy seemed to have given up on trying to maintain her family's unity. According to rumors, Mendices has finally reconciled with his surrendered real love, Erica, and is sick of calling her his wife. The fact that some people are even considering getting married already is causing increasing concern. It's no secret that Yandy's pride is the only thing keeping her married, and she seems to have lost all emotional control ever since Mendices moved in with Erica. In addition to reprimanding Mendices for offending her, Yandy is emphasizing to Erica that she must cease her relationship with her partner, or else it will still be present at the next meeting. After all the effort and labor she had done while he was in prison, we all believed Yandy would be able to enjoy her marriage. If you still don't understand, sit down and let me explain. Mendices was imprisoned for drug-related offenses and freed earlier this year. Yandy stayed tough and managed everything on her own with Mendices' assistance, doing everything she could to keep the family together. To deal with the problems in their relationship, she even attended therapy. If you missed it, instead of thanking Yandy for keeping the family together, Mendices decided to concentrate on Yandy's most ferocious foe, Erica. When they cheat, they always do it. You have probably noticed that Yandy has been living in denial about the state of her marriage for years if you have been following the love triangle between Mendices, Erica, and Yandy. Her pride and conceit prevent her from setting boundaries with Mendices, despite the fact that she is aware that he is still seeing Erica and hasn't been entirely honest with her. Because of her ability to make everything look amazing, even though we all know it isn't, Yandy believes she is the only lady in his life. Before Yandy came around, Mendices and Erica had been dating for some time, proving how much he adores his first baby mama. Erica was one of the few women he really cared about, Samantha said. According to Erica, she lived with Mendices, traveled with him, exchanged passports, and even got to meet his whole family. When things weren't going well, he wanted someone with stability and a definite plan for the future, even though she stayed committed to him and helped raise his first kid without Samantha. He met Yandy in this way, and even though he was Erica's husband, they were married. According to insiders, Mendices broke up with Yandy after leaving their home with Erica in an attempt to mend their relationship now that he is out of jail and employed. I honestly don't think Yandy deserves the abuse she's getting because Mendices took care of all of her issues, managed her, and became entangled in baby mama drama. Without hesitation, he informed her that his marriage was based on duty rather than love. He also admitted that he never would have helped her or maintained the family the way she helped him if their roles had been reversed. She should never have been involved in this, put up with Mendices' mother's disdain, and put in so much effort to raise his kids.
Had nothing to do with her. Them bitches was coming at you about your because they had too much ammo for you. Don't act like you didn't say that. I wasn't there. Now damn sure ain't gonna come to somebody about they on some half